every corner and every input in the Dakar is a decision. Each of these can either make or break your rally. A split decision can lead you down a grim path or a path to glory. So far, our riders have not missed a single beat. But what challenges lay ahead for our heroes?
It may not look like it, but it's a smidge over 5 a.m. and the bivouac has been up and running for the last couple of hours. Everybody here is running on just about 2 hours of sleep. There's a sense of nervousness in the atmosphere because this is the beginning of the marathon stage. Now, if you thought things were difficult so far, it's only going to get even harder from here. The riders are going to be completely on their own for the next 2 days, left to their own devices. And you certainly can't win a rally during the marathon stage, but this is where it can certainly end. And they are not allowed to get any assistance from the teams whatsoever. Now, just to make things a little bit more difficult, or rather a lot more difficult, we've suddenly been graced with fog out of nowhere. Just 5 minutes ago, behind me right here, there's a huge mountain and it's completely disappeared. So this is certainly going to be really challenging for the riders. So before they head off, let's quickly hear from them. A strategy going to marathon, where the weather's also suddenly changing. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm so happy that I changed my goggles. You know, yesterday I wore a yellow lens and it was like this and you couldn't see nothing yesterday. So I was pretty much riding without my goggles and really hard time. So today I think we're going to be going not into any dunes and it's the marathon. It's going to be hard, man. Every day in the Dakar you think it's going to be an easy day, but they won't let us have any easy days.
Yesterday was tough for me. I was going at a good rhythm, but I got lost 3 times and lost more than an hour, so yeah, not the best day, but I was able to get my Hero to the finish line, so that's the most important thing. No crashes and the bike is safe.
All right, we'll see you back here.
Because of the length of this race, you have a lot more assistance stuff. Because you need to have like a complete workshop set up, a lot of spare parts, a lot of tires. All this requires more vehicles, more crews, and this rally is also moving usually every day somewhere else. So also logistically, you need to be prepared much different than to a smaller race during the year.
The mechanic always need to have the best relationship with the rider. Of course with everybody, but especially with the rider.
Bueno, la verdad que Oriol sí que es una persona muy exigente porque todo quiere que sea perfecto, pero a la vez también es un piloto que sabe cuidar muy bien la mecánica.
I'm Oriol. I'm coming from Holland and I'm the mechanic from CS Santosh. The rider-mechanic relation is really important because you need to work together really close.
You need to listen him and you need to be the first to tell him sorry about something or to make him happy or to support him when he needs. This is the key for the mechanic and rider need to work together.
I can say that me and Santos have more than a rider-mechanic relation. We have more like a friend relationship.
The riders made it through the night in the marathon stage and were on their way back with full throttle. Unfortunately, fate had other plans.
We just got word that CS Santosh has had an accident and it's effectively put him out of the race. you can immediately feel that the atmosphere here in the team tent has just become completely dull. There's definitely a sap in energy, and we wish him a speedy recovery, hope that everything's okay. But all we can hope for now is to make sure that Mena and J-Rod make it safely, and they have a great rally ahead.
Okay, we just got word the riders are back, so catch them now. Ajay, you look amazing. You look like a nice little coat of makeup on. What was it like? Obviously, it was incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it was 2 stages, really tough. A lot of fesh-fesh, as you can see. You know. Also today I crashed twice in the fesh-fesh with I don't know, it was a rock on the bottom or something. I hit it and I crashed in the fesh-fesh, and there was dust everywhere in my mouth. I couldn't breathe. But luckily nothing happened with the bike, and I was okay, so I just picked up the bike and tried to get to the finish. At the end the navigation was really tricky in the sand dunes, and with those 2 loops they mixed up and cross tracks and all that, and I did a good navigation there, so I passed a few guys, so I'm happy. I made it through the marathon. Me and the bike we good, so now let's get a rest.
Yeah, we're happy you're back in the team.
I think we deserve a rest now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yesterday really good. Today, I don't know what happened at kilometer 268. I take a stone under the fesh-fesh or something, and yeah, I crash. I lose the memory, so I don't remember nothing about my crash or nothing. So yeah, now I go to see a doctor and we will check what happened.
Right. There's one bike that's missing, that's CS Santosh. We know that he's had a bad accident. He's conscious, but we don't know what it could be. We've been informed that he's in a lot of pain. This is the harsh reality of what the Dakar is. There is definitely some relief that 2 riders have made it, but it's very obvious that the energy levels inside of the tent have completely sapped because CS isn't here, and his rally has come to an end.
This year is only 5 days to the rest day, but it was even more intense than the years before. In this Peruvian desert is really grueling, and especially the last 2 days. Unluckily, then we got the news Santosh had a big crash and he was airlifted to the hospital to get a medical check, and yeah, that was a big down. He doesn't remember how he fell, so most probably he hit a hidden stone in the fesh-fesh, which was yesterday all over the place, and many riders had a fall like that. So you go flat out, but you go like on the flat terrain. It seems flat, but under this really powder sand there are hidden rocks. It's like you're riding into the water and something under the water, a big rock you don't see. And if you hit it in the wrong place, then you just... When a rider comes to an accident, the first thing he needs to make the alert button, emergency button to inform a race organization. It was nice to have the countrymate helping him out. Because last year it was the opposite way. Kipi had a crash and Santosh was helping him up from the ground and even fixing his bike that he could continue. For Santosh was no way to continue, just to call the emergency. And it's a very tough sport. You know, you have many days together, and at that point it's growing like a family. At the end, you know, you're not fighting elbow to elbow, you're fighting against time to arrive at the finish. For Jared, yesterday and the second day, second part of the marathon, it was better. There was more technical riding and more navigation there. He could catch plenty of riders to move up in the ranks, and now finally being in the top 20 again. For Oriol, he was starting in a good position. He was in the midway yesterday on 5th, but then he also got an unlucky rock somewhere underground. Yeah, he was really mangled up. I mean, from top to bottom, bleeding here and concussion. You know, he was knocked out. He doesn't remember the last part of the stage, but he managed to arrive, get all the waypoints. He's a tough guy. Of course, after the 2 days marathon, there's a lot of work for the mechanics and to prep the bike again. Even through these crashes, the bikes have been in good shape. There was nothing special to do.
Being here, witnessing a part of the Dakar has been a childhood dream come true, but it's also been such a humbling experience. You see, the Dakar doesn't really care about who you are or where you come from. Regardless of your socio-economic background or even your physical disabilities, here, no one is above anyone. I used to think that the Dakar was the ultimate motorsports competition, the best in the world fighting it out to win, but I now realize that I was somewhat wrong. It's not just a competition, it's more than that. It's a celebration of the human spirit, the desire to push through adversity despite knowing the fact that your chances of finishing are close to zero. Don't get me wrong, folks, the competition here is fierce, but end of the day, they're all comrades who help each other, who stand together. They are heroes who just won't give up.
This Dakar was really tough Dakar. It was really hard, and yeah, in the beginning everybody was thinking only one country, but at the end it was really tough race. So yeah, no problem. And we across the finish line. This is the important thing, and I'm really happy to be here again for second year in a row.
Just a relief after, like I said, like last year was a really bad moment in my life. So yeah, I started and I finished, and especially when I crashed. So it was really emotional. Passing the same spot on almost end up in the wheelchair, and I could have died also if I landed bad. So happy to finish again. And yeah, now I have to go home, get surgery in my back, take the screws and the plates out, and then I start my recovery to get and try to get to the speed I was before last Dakar. So it's a long process, but I'm so happy. Thank you. Beijinho para casa para todos. Adoro-vos.